Good afternoon. Welcome to our virtual Consumer Resource Agency Day. My name is Gia Wilkerson, and I represent the Consumer Education and Advocacy Unit of the Maryland Insurance Administration. And today, I will be your moderator for this event. Today, the Maryland Insurance Administration has partnered with a few other government and nonprofit agencies to educate consumers about their agency and the vital services their agency offers. Today, you will hear from the Cash Campaign of Maryland, Maryland Small Business Development, University of Maryland, Maryland Department of Health Prevention and Health Promotion, Maryland ABLE, and the American Red Cross. Before we get started, in an effort to reach consumers about future events, we would like to do a quick poll just to see how we all got here today. So if everyone could take a few seconds to do the poll, it would be greatly appreciated. If you do not see the poll on your screen, that is certainly okay. Certain versions of Zoom will not show the poll. Just a few more seconds. Okay, and now we will share the results. It looks like most of us got here by way of email, which is great. Thank you so much for your feedback. A few housekeeping rules before we get started. Today's event is being recorded. We do ask that if you are not presenting, please remain muted with your cameras off. If you have questions throughout the event, please place them in the chat box as we will have a Q&A portion at the end of the event. Again, thank you all for coming, and let's get started. I would like to introduce our first speaker today, Ms. Sue Rogan from the Maryland Cash Campaign. Cash Campaign of Maryland.
Gia, thank you and your team for the opportunity to be here today, and thank for everyone for participating and taking some time out of your day to learn some of these great resources that you're going to hear about. My name is Sue Rogan. I'm the Director of Strategic Partnerships with the Cash Campaign of Maryland. CASH stands for Creating Assets, Savings, and Hope. So we're a statewide nonprofit that provides programs and services to help people build their financial health. And the reason that we really focus on this is because we know that finances play into different parts of our lives. It affects our physical health as well as our financial health. So we really work to provide these different programs to help people. So I want to go into the different ones. If you have questions, I'm happy to answer those at the end. One of our biggest services is free tax preparation. So for families who earn under $58,000 a year, they can contact us and have their taxes prepared for free. We do have partners across the state that provide this service, and several of the reasons that we would really devote our time and energies to this program is that filing taxes is a very important part of someone's life, being tax compliant. It's very difficult if someone is in arrears with either the IRS or the Maryland Comptroller. So we want to make sure that people are being tax compliant, and being able to save the money that they might pay someone to prepare their taxes means they can put that money to other use. So along with doing the tax preparation, most of our partners and our own sites that we run provide other services. Some of them pull credit reports for people. They connect them to our financial education, our different programs. So we want to make sure that at that time when someone is having their taxes prepared, they know what other services are available to them. So that's available across the state. And again, that is for free. We also have financial education workshops and conferences. And we understand that it's difficult to learn about money. Most of us didn't have a class either in school or learn it comprehensively from our friends and family, all the different aspects of tracking our dollars, making sure we have that spending plan in place, knowing what helps us to build our credit score or successfully manage debt. So we have these classes that are listed on our Cash Academy website, which is www.mdcashacademy.org. And it's really meant to be the one place that you can go look to find classes that are current, they're credible, they're non-biased. So no one is selling any products or any services during these classes. We screen all of our educators and all the curriculum to make sure that everything is the top-notch financial education that you deserve. So feel free to take a look at all the different classes on there. They're all virtual at this time, and we have anywhere between 50 to 70 a month. So feel free to take a look and see which one interests you. We have many of them that are recorded. So while you're fixing dinner, if you want to, you can just pop one on and listen to it, or whenever it's convenient for you. We also help people find out if they're eligible for public benefits. So we have a benefits screening program where someone can be screened for over 20 different benefits in Maryland to see what they're eligible for. So please let anyone that you may know whose circumstance may have changed due to this pandemic or for any circumstance, just to see if they have some availability to access these benefits to, again, sort of help increase their financial health. We also have a financial coaching and financial planning program. They're two different programs. The financial coaching program is where you can work with a coach for any length of time. Most of our participants work with their coaches for 6 to 8 to 9 months. So the coach is going to help you define what is your financial goal that you want to work on and what are the steps you're going to take to reach that goal. And then instead of just leaving you there to do it yourself, they're going to check in with you at least on a monthly basis to see how you're doing, what resources you may need, and to really kind of walk with you along that journey of reaching your goal. The other program, the financial planning program, is where certified financial planners, or CFPs, which is sort of the gold standard in financial advice and financial management, they're donating their time to us to help people create an individualized financial plan. Both the financial coaching and financial planning program are free and are eligible for anyone. We also have financial fitness fairs in different areas, so feel free to take a look on our website and check out one of our events. Of course, right now they're virtual, but we are planning some in-person ones for later this year and for next year. Many of these in the local areas, you can pull your credit report, you can talk to a credit counselor, you can bring your documents there to be shredded safely. So different aspects around financial health are focused on during these fairs. So again, there's our calendar view for our financial education workshops and conferences. We also do a lot of work with elected officials to help them understand what are the issues that people are seeing out here in the marketplace, or people that may be struggling due to loss of income. So we do a lot of advocacy and policy work to help people through legislation. For example, one of the bills that we've worked on is to expand the impact of the earned income tax credit. That tax credit is available for individuals who are working but are earning a low wage, and that helps them through the tax code to be able to get a refund that can help them create their financial goals or to work on something that they need to focus on purchasing. So just an example of one lady used our tax service and was eligible for the earned income tax credit and got a refund that actually allowed her to buy a used car so that she was able to stop taking 3 different buses to get to work. So working on legislation really helps people understand holistically throughout the state, what are the needs of people that we're seeing and how can we address them through legislation. We also have a Bank on Maryland program in order to help people get access to a safe checking account. Sometimes people have had difficulties with checking accounts in terms of overdraft fees or other problems using a financial institution. These accounts are part of a national program in which they're certified that they basically have some guardrails set up with these accounts. So no overdraft is allowed whatsoever. They have very low cost, very low fees, but they are actually a regular checking account that comes with a debit card. People can use online bill pay, use a debit card for anything else that they would be doing normally, and be able to successfully enter into a relationship with a financial institution that may build that trust and that, again, relationship that maybe in the future, if they need a loan or a credit card, they can use that financial institution to sort of build those different pieces of their financial health. So overall, please check out cashmd.org that lists all of our variety of different services, and the Cash Academy, which is www.mdcashacademy.org, to access any of our services and programs. And again, we are a nonprofit that really seeks to provide programs and services to help people build their financial well-being. So with that, again, I appreciate the time to be here. And Gia, I will turn it back over to you.
Thank you, Sue, so much for that presentation. Our next speaker is going to be Ms. Jennifer Smith-Funn from the Maryland Small Business Development, University of Maryland.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Jennifer Funn with the Maryland Small Business Development Center. We work with small businesses within the state of Maryland to assist them to grow and remain sustainable. I'm going to share my screen for my presentation. Okay, here we are. Yes. So the Maryland Small Business Development helps small businesses in the state of Maryland thrive. We are part of a larger organization, the American Small Business Development Center, but we are here with you in the state of Maryland. So since 1988, the Maryland Small Business Development Center network has been providing consulting services and supports to Maryland small businesses all across the state. The services that we offer is no-cost business consulting. And that includes a one-on-one confidential business consulting. You can use our services as a pre-venture, or you can use our services for the length of your business. It's not only for startups, but we are also available for existing businesses. We also provide no cost or low cost training and webinars that, again, because of the pandemic now, they are primarily offered via Zoom. So you can watch them in your car, you can watch them on your laptop, you can watch them on your iPhone. But please visit our calendar, and the calendar is located at marylandsbdc.org. Now, about the Maryland Small Business Development Center, again, we're located throughout the state. We have 6 regions. We have the corridor region that oversees Frederick, Montgomery County, and Prince George's County. We have the Eastern region, which is on the Western Shore. Then we also have the Western region, which is located in Frostburg. And the Southern region, again, is down near Calvert County. And the Northern region is Bel Air and Carroll. And I am the regional director for the Baltimore region, which covers Baltimore City and Baltimore County. So wherever you go, wherever you are in the state of Maryland, we are there to service you. Wherever you go within the United States and the Commons, even Puerto Rico, we are there to service you. Now, I'm really, really, really excited about a program that we have just launched in West Baltimore. It's the West Baltimore Entrepreneurial Sustainability Project, which is a partnership between the Maryland Small Business Development Center, Coppin State University, and the University of Maryland Francis King Carey School of Law. And what we're doing is we've just launched our pilot program where business students from Coppin State have formed a business clinic, and that clinic is overseen by a SBDC consultant. We will provide, again, loan preparation. We will provide financial projections, marketing assistance, whatever a business needs. If there's an existing business that was able to pivot from the pandemic, we're there to assist you for anything that you haven't had time to do. We also have free legal services with this program. Again, it's in a clinic setting, so the law school students overseen by a licensed attorney will assist any program participants with any legal needs that they may have, be it intellectual property, your patent application, your trademark application, or reviewing contracts. This is a very, very exciting time for me as a regional director here in Baltimore to be able to provide these services to area small businesses. The program lasts during the academic semester, but it doesn't end there. Once the semester ends, the participants still will be able to work one-on-one at no cost with the Maryland Small Business Development Center's consultant. So if you're interested in contacting me, Here is my email address. And I've also attached one of our consultants, his information, Aldo. Aldo is a bilingual consultant, so that there are no barriers in providing anyone with services. So again, the Maryland Small Business Development Center offers no cost, confidential business consultants to Maryland residents. You can come to us as many times as you want. No matter where you are in the state of Maryland, we have someone there that's able to assist you. That's the end of my presentation. Thank you so much for having me here today, and I look forward to providing services to constituents in the state of Maryland. Thank you.
Thank you, Jennifer. Our next speaker will be Ms. Carmi Washington Flood from the Maryland Department of Health Prevention and Health Promotion.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Carmi Washington Flood, and I sit within the Maryland Department of Health under the Prevention and Health Promotion Administration. I happen to serve there within the Office of Faith-Based and Community Partnerships, and there they give me the privilege to serve as the chief over that office. I have a long-standing history within the Department of Health and just recently celebrated being here 33 plus years. So I am well acquainted with not only state government service, but as well the local health departments and agencies that exist throughout our state. So it places me in a great position for community collaboration and building partnerships, which is what my office is all about. I do want to applaud the vision of Gia and James Mobley, who is now retired from the Maryland Insurance Administration, for their great vision to segue into this online platform whereby individuals in the community can continue to receive information about the services that are available throughout the state, how to access people, and then also how to bring that to a platform that is ready and available and portable for them. So I applaud you all in this continuing community education effort. My office, the Office of Faith-Based and Community Partnerships, sits within the Prevention and Health Promotion Administration under the targeted area of infectious disease. So our particular specialties in conversation and training deal with HIV, STIs, adult viral hepatitis, as well as the prevention around opioid overdose and prevention, treatment, and care. Within our office, I always tell people we handle everything from rabies to scabies to babies and cross all communities. This office specifically is dedicated to assist and support state and local governments. So I work with all of the local health department staff, wherever they are, as well as other government agencies across the state, building partnerships with other agencies such as the Department of Public Safety and Correctional Services, Department of Juvenile Services, the Behavioral Health Administration, the Office of Minority Health and Health Disparities, just every agency across the board. Also working with public and private groups, community organizations, educational and religious entities, and all of that is around reducing the transmission of infectious disease and environmental hazards throughout our state. So whatever the needs are, whether it is community education need or professional education need and training, my office is able to help coordinate those services and to arrange for on-site expertise to come or for specialized trainings to be arranged and engaged with persons. And all of our services are absolutely free. Absolutely free. It really is not a buy one, get one special, but you might get double for your money if you come on board with us, because once people get engaged with my office, then they always find out that there are other opportunities whereby they can build the capacity of their service agencies and the communities that they serve in order to get those resources that they need. Very specifically, my office identifies and brokers opportunities for community coalition development and participation in networks of services, as well as establishing liaisons amongst the multidisciplinary community partners. So on one day, I may be working with older populations around healthcare and health services and health resources for individuals who are aging, who are going into long-term care. Or I might be working with their family members trying to locate services. I might be working with the providers who do education with those, or people who are actually in clinical practice, intentionally providing direct care. There are other times when I might be working with the school systems, providing education and training directly in the classroom, or working with those individuals who are, believe it or not, in daycare facilities at the very beginning. Infectious disease can be trained across the intergenerational spectrum, and all of us have concerns around public health concerns within the community. So what I try and do is build technical assistance and provide capacity building to the agencies, regardless of the level. Again, it can be direct education and training that happens, where persons say, well, we would like expert to come out and talk with our agency or present to our group, or we are going to ask you to work with us to develop a conference or summit or town hall. And then I would work along those lines. It might be other situations where someone says, we want you to identify a speaker for us because we are looking at a particular group and they want a certain level of person to come in, or we may be looking for you to identify an entire panel of people. In addition to that, we might be looking to see if there are some materials or resources, whether they are media related or paper related, and then provide those in that way. So community relations and health communications is a critical piece of the work that I do, because it is all about identifying those services and resources that are already in the community. And many times people are just not aware that they are there, or they don't know who to go to. And that is a great deal of what my office does. Also trying to expand the health communications. Health literacy is one of the major points across health education and awareness, that simply people do not have the wherewithal or the capacity to spend time researching for literature and material. And then my office would assist with that and getting materials and other things that they could distribute to either their communities, neighborhoods, or congregations, however that would go across. Again, doing the public education and training at no cost. And sometimes that is intentionally designed for the target audience. So if there is a youth group, then we would develop a training around youth-specific needs and identify trainers or presenters to come in and talk from that particular perspective. People might be working with women's only groups. We would then, again, do likewise, find very specific speakers to come in and work with those groups. If there are individuals who are dealing with foster care or other services, adjunct family services, again, we partner with other agencies and bring in that expertise and build the opportunity for people to hear from a wide range of persons around the needs that they have with certain public health concerns. Faith-based and community capacity building initiatives. So I work with the faith community across the state, across all religions, across all belief systems. As you can see from the image that is there, we try and pull everyone in to work with them according to what their foundational beliefs are and their philosophies for engaging their parishioners and their congregations there. Certainly want you to know that you can contact me at 767-5252. My email address is carmi.washington-flood@maryland.gov. Welcome to assist at any time, whether it is a direct training need or a community health event. By all means, use the Office of Faith-Based and Community Partnerships, as we want to partner with you. Thank you so much for having me today.
Army, thank you so much for being here today for that great information and congratulations. Our next presenter is going to be Ms. Kelly Nelson with Maryland Able.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Kelly Nelson, the Outreach and Communications Manager for the Maryland Able program, and I'm excited to be here. And I want to thank you for joining us because I know your time is valuable. So I appreciate you having your lunch break with us and learning about all these great resources. What I'd like to do today is introduce you to the Maryland Able program, which is a program that makes it possible for people with disabilities to be able to save money without jeopardizing those really critical federal and state means tested benefits, things such as SSI and Medicaid. So some of you right now are thinking, well, that's a very specific, this is very specific to a specific group of people. I'm not sure this really applies to me. But you know what we do know is that 1 in every 5 households has someone that is either living with a disability or someone that they're caring for that has a disability. So my goal today is to introduce you to this amazing program and the benefits that it provides to people with disabilities. And if you don't have this something that could help you with this, you can share this with someone who does. So here in Maryland, we have the Maryland Able program that was actually a result of some federal legislation that was passed by President Obama in 2014. And that was called the Stephen A. Beck Jr. Achieving a Better Life Experience Act. And that's where we get the acronym ABLE. So what happened in 2014 is when this legislation passed, for the first time ever, it gave people with disabilities the opportunity to be able to save beyond $2,000. And I know that may seem a little strange, but folks that are receiving SSI cash benefits have a limit on how much money they can have. And that amount is $2,000. So when you think about, gosh, how are you supposed to plan for your life, set goals for yourself, think of having your own place one day, all kinds of things like that, and be able to accomplish anything without ever having more than $2,000. Because if you were to go beyond that savings amount, you would jeopardize those critical benefits, that SSI cash benefit that you rely on, and your Medicaid and lots of waiver services, right? So this made it possible for people to be able to save up to $100,000 in an ABLE account. So that was some pretty big landmark legislation for people with disabilities. With this program, it made it possible for states across the country to have ABLE programs. It didn't federally mandate for them to do so, and it didn't provide any money to run these programs. So thankfully, in 2017, Governor Hogan, actually he signed the Maryland ABLE Act in 2016, and we launched our program in 2017. So we're just celebrating our 4th year anniversary. And we have a wonderful program here that we can make available information about how to save without jeopardizing benefits. There is some criteria, however, to have an ABLE account. There's basically 2 things that people have to keep in mind. You have to have had the onset of the disability prior to the age of 26. So some of you are thinking, well, gosh, you know, I have a mom or a grandmother or a grandfather who became disabled later in life. This isn't going to apply to them. And we are aware of that. That is one of the things that ABLE programs nationwide are working on. We currently have some legislation, Senate Bill 331, that's out there that we're trying to have this age of onset raised. But currently, you had to have had the disability prior to age 26. The second criteria is that you have to have a disability that meets the Social Security Administration's definition of a disability. So for anyone who's either receiving SSI or SSDI and had that disability before they turn 26, we automatically know that they qualify. Some people may say, well, I have a child with a disability, but right now he or she is not getting SSI, and that's okay. They don't have to be receiving SSI benefits. All they would need was a disability certification form signed by the pediatrician indicating the nature of the disability. So that's the criteria to have an ABLE account. And it gives people the opportunity to deposit their own personal funds up to $16,000 every year into this ABLE account. For older ABLE account holders, that are working, they can deposit an additional amount of funds into their ABLE savings account, and that is up to $12,880 this year. This does change from year to year. It increases a little bit every year, but so for folks that are working and not contributing to a retirement account, or their employer's not contributing, they have the opportunity to save above and beyond. And the reason that this is important is, when you have money in an ABLE account, those ABLE account funds are able to grow tax-free. You're not going to pay any federal or state taxes on those earnings while the money is in the account, and not when you take it out, provided that you're using those funds for the beneficiary, for things that support his or her health, independence, or quality of life. So it gives you lots of opportunities to use your ABLE account funds, save, not lose your benefits, right? So we talked about being able to save up to $100,000 in an ABLE account. Anyone that saves more than $100,000 would have their SSI cash benefits go into a state of suspension, but their Medicaid and any Medicaid waivers such as food, energy, or housing assistance would remain in place. And if they were to spend any of the money in their account and their balance should fall below $100,000, Social Security is able to automatically reactivate those SSI monthly cash benefits because they were never disenrolled. So again, we're not going to be paying taxes on the earnings while the money's in the ABLE account, and you can use those funds for things that you need today or things that you're planning for in the future. And there's really just one criteria for that. It has to be for something that supports the beneficiary in his or her health, independence, or quality of life. So that's a really broad definition. So it could be things from, medical bills that need to be paid. It could be for health membership to a gym. It could be to purchase a car if the person is driving. It could be to pay for education. It could be for communication devices, assistive technology, so very many things that they're able to pay for. And another wonderful incentive about the program is here in Maryland. If you live in Maryland and have a Maryland ABLE account, if you contribute funds to that account, and it doesn't have to be just the account holder, but family or friends, when they contribute to a Maryland ABLE account, you can use that as an income deduction on your Maryland state taxes, up to $2,500 per person. So think of it this way, for families that are saving for a child with a disability and they're trying to prepare for their future, if someone's married and filing joint, they can claim a $5,000 income deduction on their Maryland state taxes if they were able to contribute that amount to the ABLE account. One of the nice things about ABLE is that there's not a lengthy application process. Enrollment is done completely online at our website, which is www.marylandable.org. And we do have cash savings options, as well as 4 different investment portfolios for people who want to be able to explore some of those investment features instead of just a cash savings option. We have a prepaid card that makes it easy access for folks to access the money in their account. We have a gifting page for people who want to use that as a platform to have people support them in their savings goals. We also want you to know that there is a cost for having an ABLE account, and that's $35 for the year for an annual maintenance fee. It's prorated and assessed quarterly. There's so much great information I could tell you about ABLE accounts and how it helps to promote the independence of people with disabilities. And I just don't have time to do that, but I want you to get in touch with me if you have any questions. My email is at questions@marylandable.org. And also, call our customer support team at the number that's on the slide here. I thank you so much for this opportunity to share with you.
Thank you so much, Kelly. Our final speaker for today will be Ms. Shalisa Amabai of the American Red Cross.
Hello and good afternoon, everyone. My name is Shalisa Amabai, and I am one of the regional volunteer recruitment specialists for the American Red Cross, the National Capital and Greater Chesapeake region. In our region, we have chapters throughout Maryland, Virginia, Delaware, and DC. And today I want to take a little bit of time to talk with you about who we are, how we serve the local communities, and how you can get involved. We have 5 lines of services, and with our diverse programs, we're here to help educate and serve our local communities. With our disaster services department, we respond to an emergency every 8 minutes. No one else does this, not the government, not other charities. We respond to small house fires to multi-state natural disasters. So we go wherever we're needed so that people can have clean water, safe shelters, and hot meals when disaster strikes. Next is our Service to Armed Forces Department. Our region has one of the largest Service to Armed Forces footprints in the country. We span from Dover Air Force Base in Delaware down to Quantico Clinic in Prince William County. We help members of the military, veterans, and their families prepare for, cope with, and respond to the challenges of military service, such as deployments and emergencies. Hand in hand with our disaster services and our Service to Armed Forces Department is our nation's need for blood services. The Red Cross developed the first nationwide blood program in the 1940s, and we provide about 40% of our nation's blood and blood components, all from generous volunteer donors. Next is our Training Services Department. Our training services was founded 135 years ago, and preparedness training is at the core of what we do. We offer certifications such as CPR, first aid, training, lifeguard training, and much more. Programs do range from in-person to online training and in between. Lastly, we also have our international services, in which volunteers are needed to become our instructors to teach international humanitarian law or help us reconnect families and refugees separated by civil unrest, war, and conflicts. As you see below, we have listed some of our most needed volunteer opportunities throughout our region. Our disaster action team members provide immediate support and assistance to individuals and families who have been impacted by a home fire or local disaster. Caseworkers, general clinic volunteers, and clinic coordinators support our Service to Armed Forces Department by volunteering at military treatment facilities on base installations throughout our region. Our blood donor ambassadors are volunteers that help support our blood drives. These volunteers will engage with donors by greeting, registering, answering questions, providing information, and supporting them through the recovery process after donating blood. Transportation specialist volunteers safely transport blood from collection sites to the lab for processing and deliver blood and blood products to hospitals for customers. Our transportation pickup window attendant volunteers requires both online and in-person training for safe blood handling. And these volunteers also do require to lift 40 pounds and also sort and stack boxes. Lastly is our recruitment team members. These volunteers support our volunteer services department by helping recruit volunteer opportunities for all lines of services throughout our region. You can visit our website to see all the opportunities we have available in your area. We have a combination of in-person and virtual opportunities. Volunteers that are applying for in-person position assignments must be fully vaccinated. Instructions on providing information and supporting documentation of vaccination will be provided once you submit your application. If you have any questions regarding volunteering, application process, or any of the volunteer opportunities that are available online at our website, you can feel free to reach out to me as my information is listed below, and I am happy to assist. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shalisa, for that great information. Thank you to all of our speakers today for such valuable information. If there are any questions for our speakers, please place them in the chat box. And so that we can evaluate the quality and the content of the event today, could you please click on the link in the chat to fill out the brief survey? We also have a few upcoming events this month. We hope that you will join us for our monthly Lunch with Mia event on February 16th. During this event, we will discuss what healthcare providers need to know about the No Surprises Act. On February 17th, we will have a discussion so that you can learn more about life insurance. Additional details for these events and more can be found on the front page of our website at insurance.maryland.gov, or you can sign up to have your to have the information delivered directly to your inbox. And please follow us on social media: Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. And currently, I don't see any questions in the chat box. We'll give it a few more minutes. And the link is also in the chat box to have the information delivered directly to your email. We do have one question for Shalisa. They would just like for you to place your phone number and email address in the chat. And would you be the contact person if someone was interested in setting up a blood drive?
That is a good question. I will put my contact information in the chat box, but anyone that is interested in setting up a blood drive, you can still contact me because I do have that contact information, because it all depends on what part of Maryland you're in, because we have different blood drive representatives that support different counties. So once you contact me, I can link you to that person, and then they'll be able to help you set up a blood drive in your location. Absolutely.
Are there any other questions for our speakers today? Well, it looks like we don't have any other questions. Again, I would like to thank our speakers and our attendees for attending today's event. We hope to see you again in the future. Have a great day.